Hey guys, and welcome to our review of Ultraman Zett, episode 9. I'm your host of Cinder Blaze. With me today we have...
the frozen Stratos. The melted Stratos.
Yeah, it is incredibly hot over here. Hopefully everyone else is having a better summer. But, alright, let's just kind of like jump... Oh, before we jump into the review, check out our description down below for the BLM link so you can support it in any way you want to. Alright, this review. This was a weird episode. Okay, like, I think when we first started the episode, it kind of like had like this like horror aspect to it. Like, the scientists are kind of like finding these strange metals, and then like King Joe, like out of nowhere, just grabbing through the building. And it looked really neat. Like, it wasn't something that we've seen from the show in prior episodes. So, oh yeah.
Like, I feel like that was such a good cold open. But then you follow it with... I did not recognize that horror lens that you put around it, especially for that first part. But it felt like that pacing really carried through to the rest of the episode, because it didn't really feel like... It felt a little slow, and some of the things didn't quite hit as hard as I'd liked. Like, the final fight, you know, there were some very neat moments. There were some cool things that happened. It's just the story behind, like, him deciding, okay, hey, let me turn into this form. Let me use this attack. That wasn't there as much. Like, some of the story beats they hit weren't as good.
Yeah, I felt like it was a little bit weird because I know, like, they did have the whole strategy of like, hey, if we pull it apart and we just kind of hit all the connected pieces, that's how we beat it. Because like after we introduce like the first wave of forms, usually they kind of focus towards more strategy based battles. At least like around this point, because you can't just be like, oh, here's a new form, here's a new way to beat it, or like here's like a legacy Ultraman, like here's how you beat it. Like, this is kind of like up to like Zett and his team to kind of like deal with on their own. And I think like when he was kind of being pressured real hard by like King Joe, and then just like, hey, what if you just make it like come apart? Which is like, he would have if he had pressure on the thing.
Yeah, and then he was like, suddenly, okay, yeah, I can do something to make this happen. And there was this jarring moment where he went, if only I could be 4 places at once. If only I could do the thing that I had just done the episode prior. What if? Oh, wait, I can! There was a little weird, like, it was adding some unnecessary tension where you could have been like, hey, this is something that I remember, and this would work very well. This would apply to this situation, so I'm gonna do it. You don't have to dumb him down in order to raise the stakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
there's a different way to do it.
For this episode, I feel like they just wanted to do a certain thing, and then like the fight and all that other stuff was secondary. Because I think the whole like transporting the metals to this one facility was kind of like the main like thing that they kind of wanted to go towards. You know, they put a lot of effort into it. You know, like the driving, the chasing, like even King Joe interacting with Juggler and Yuka and like the car. Like, that was all pretty neat stuff, and like I enjoyed that part of it. And then like they also had like the... Oh, go ahead.
To what you're saying about that, like every single shot we got with the monster interacting with civilians was really well done. The beginning shot, so good. And then there was what is it, when they were coming up on that corner, and you had King Joe like reaching out, and you saw the like the whole side of the mountain moving as if you were in the car. Like, there were just a lot of really neat tricks that they pulled off to really give you that sense of scale. So I appreciated it.
Yeah, but I think like the moment like this episode kind of broke for me was when our villain just kind of like takes the medals and just starts maniacally laughing, and like I was kind of like anticipating something like neat because like, oh, we haven't seen the villain with the Ultraman medals. Let's see if like he does something, neat with them, makes like a Noir Schwartz type of figure, because that would have been like a fun kind of thing to have almost a G Zett deal with, like a shadow form of like a Lexi Rider, maybe even like G, because he just met him. But no, it's just kind of like he took it and then he just started like running off and just clowning. Like honestly, like I would think that he would be planning something, but it just kind of like it just felt weird. I don't know what agenda King Joe was on, but I think that they're gonna touch on that next episode. I think they're gonna do like a little two-parter, so I'm not gonna like hold the episode too harshly against those small bits.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, guys in the comments, I've seen and I actually own the scans. So Alex does not know any of it. Do not say anything about those scans in the comments or anything. Just want to put that out there.
Well, now I gotta go check. Do you have anything else for this episode? Because I could have just.
I did not.
All right. Well, let's just transition to the comments. This episode to me used the most video effects and techniques maybe possible. Heroic Gangster, and maybe possibly CGI. The King Joe fusion felt like it's CGI from how dynamic it is, but it actually looks good too. Ultra conflicted if Ultraman is real or not. I mean, there could have been some CG bits to it, but I felt like most of the action was kind of like done in suit. So
yeah,
I mean,
it was like the thing is with a lot of CG, especially for Sentai and stuff. As long as that CG is serving a narrative, like a really good narrative, you can forgive it. It gets the point across. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like, this was kind of like more for flashy effects and stuff. I think like when King Joe's kind of like detaching or coming apart and like reattaching himself, I think that's where like most of the CG would be used. But yeah, even then, I feel like it didn't feel invasive at all. Yeah. All right. Well, this was somewhat of a short review. There wasn't like really much like plot-wise kind of happening for us to kind of like go and delve in to. So we're just gonna call that a review. Make sure to check our description down below to help support the BLM movement. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We're almost at 750. We'd appreciate it very much. And keep it.
Wait. Hey, just wanted to mention, I think our new schedule for Ultraman is to have them out Sundays.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So keep that in mind if you're seeing this and you're like, oh shoot, I didn't get a chance to get my comment in, or if you didn't see it in your subscriptions today, that's because it came out yesterday. Probably should have given you a bit more notice, but now is the notice, so you're getting it now.
Yeah, we were supposed to start it last week, but then I got busy, so yeah, we're gonna try for Sundays now, one day ahead of everything else.
Hell yeah.
All right, keep it juicy.
Juicy.
All right.
Oh, this is a gift. This is truly a gift.
Yeah. Bet you gave yourself.
Indeed. Dude, my brain is so fried.